This
three colors:
conference will now be recorded.
Raktadara, Medodara, and then we'll have a conclusion and summary. First, I'll go to yesterday's PPTs, and then I'll be giving a revision of yesterday's class, and I'll move on to the today's class. Now, yesterday's what we have dealt related to the Kala is first we have come across with the references and the introduction. Or well, in a brief, I'll give the class content, and then we'll move on to the today's content. References, I said we get the reference of Kala Sharira mainly in Sushruta, Sharirasthana, Garbha Vyakarana chapter, one thing, and second thing is we get a reference in Ashtanga Hridaya, Sharirasthana, Anga Vibhaga, and the third thing is you should remember, last class I was telling that Sushruta Samhita Kalpasthana, where we get the applied anatomy of Kala Sharira in giving the Visha Chikitsa, that is in terms of snake bite. Acharya Sushruta has told in Kalpasthana the applied anatomy of Kala Sharira. And as I said that Kala is a unique concept where it is explained in Sharira in terms of Sharirasthana and Sushruta Samhita. And here we get meaning, many meanings are there, but they are out of scope. Why? Because there is nowhere to what acharyas have told in terms of things. Now, in the absence of advanced modern technology, acharyas have explained about kalas by their divine power of observation and the knowledge and the logic, and the main is holding, that is a dharana. And etymology, I said the word, remember, all the meanings what yesterday we have seen is out of scope, but at the etymology one should understand the different meanings. And related to that, we cross the word definition of kala, that is kala kalvapi sapta sambhavati datvashaya antara. Remember the word kala having 7 antara maryada means limitation of the boundary between the two structure, that is mainly, that is one is dhatu and the other one is ashaya. And yesterday I have dealt what is ashaya also, that is the word ashaya indicates is nothing but the avastana pradesha where akasha mahabhuta is present there, that is akasha, that is what we have, that is a ashaya. Again there is a concept we are dealing with ashaya and sapta ashaya in the days to come there. But remember, the is a limiting membrane between the dhatu and ashaya. And we also seen that the development of kala because of the kledha which is residing between dhatu and ashaya, with the dhatu ushmana, with this kledha is converted into kala. And this structure of kala mainly we have seen in terms of three things we should remember, and that is three things what we have, that is a snayu pratyachanna, we have jara shleshma that we have seen, and that has been compared in terms of the what we have, the layers they have been given, and as per that kalas they have given it in terms of, that is a snayu jara shleshma. Snayu significance structural, and jarayu significance in terms of barrier, shleshma in terms of lubrications. And with this histological expression we have seen the functions of the kala. And now we will start with today's class, the types of kala, giving with what we have, that is a modern. In this, after revision, we will see the second concept, that is a modern view of kala. Yesterday what the definition and other like utpatti and the formation. Now with the modern view, remember we cannot claim, say that exactly kala means membrane, because Acharya Sushruta has given 7 kalas, and as per that 7 kalas, remember it can be taken into the fibrous, serous, mucus or a lining, supporting, separating or a fascia, septa, sheath, or because all the 7 kalas starting from kala then till to the Shukradhara Kala, it is not only that whatever the Datvashaya Antara Maryada should be taken in different way, and as per that we have to correlate, and that should be covered, which covers the organ externally or in and separates from one another to the other. So remember, the actual kala means different types of membranes like fibrous, serous, mucous, and there are 7. They are given the names to the place and the function. That is also you should remember. Like Mamsadara Kala, Raktadara Kala, then we have Shleshmadara Kala. Like that, whatever the names they have given it, that should be remembered. In Medodara Kala, the names, the given names according to their place and function, you should understand. And with this base, totally the kalas have been given into 7 kalas they have divided, and this 7 kalas where specific function in the body and any malfunction of this may leads to disease, so as to study the applicability of the kala described in Ayurveda in the light of present contemporary knowledge. Remember, our Acharya Sushruta has given the concept of kala, Sushruta Sharirasthana, and its appliantum is given in Kalpasthana. The whatever the concept which has been told, we have seen in terms of histologically also the formation there. With that background, we are studying this. And modern view of kala, where if you want to see the modern view of kala in histology, while studying the histology, we study with 4, that is we primary tissues like epithelial, connective and adipose tissue, and along with the nervous tissue. But here we should come across the concept of modern kala. The membrane is formed during the embryonic period, that is at the Garbhavastha only, and the concept of kala, Acharya Bhagavata has also given the kala formation at the embryological level also. So with that, we compare with the epithelial, connective and adipose. First we'll see what is epithelial tissue, where it is of 2 kinds. One is the mucus and the serous, and the mucus secretes the jelly-like fluid, jelly-like fluid, that is mucus, and inside all the hollow organs of the digestive, respiratory, circulatory and the urinary reproductive system are there. And serous membrane secretes thin watery fluid and are present enveloping organs like heart, lungs, testes and etc. So this of Acharya Sushruta's kalas, if you go histologically, if you see that, and that histological derivation, what we can see is that what we can have the concept is like we are having the in terms of comparing the epithelial tissue, the first thing, and in that epithelial tissue we have mucus and the serous. Mucus in relation to the secretion in terms of the hollow organs of digestive, respiratory, circulatory, all the systems secretion, and serous, remember, thin watery fluid and are presenting in certain organs like heart, lungs and the testes. In terms of connective tissue, where membranes are formed from this or of different shapes. One is long, cylindrical, flat, etc. And that should be formed into, please remember, connective tissue helps in the formation of fascia, aponeurosis, septa, ligaments, tendons, cartilage, etc. So this will leads to into the connective tissue. So some of these are inelastic, moderately elastic, and some are greatly elastic, depending on what the depending on the different shapes, the whatever the collection from the connective tissue they are formed. So the membranes formed with the connective tissue are long, cylindrical, flat, etc. And that according to that formation of fascia takes place, aponeurosis, septa, ligaments, tendon, cartilage takes place. All these are the connective tissue. Then these are found in the skin, walls of the organ, digestive, circulatory, urinary, muscular, and that is hemopoietic system, where you can find the connective tissue. Third is what we have, the adipose tissue. The reason why I am giving this applied the modern correlation, because once we go one by one the saptakalas, starting from kala till to Shukra kala, this what I am telling, this correlation about the modern concept, there you can come to conclusion that what best you may consider the kala from the point of modern medicine or the modern science. So this adipose tissue is a fat, is a storage tissue. It forms the membranes or the layers, thin and thick in the various places, and it is present in the subcutaneous tissue, bone marrow, then we have the abdominal wall, omentum, and forms adding around some organs like kidney and eyeball. Remember, whatever I am giving this references of this modern histological things, that we can correlate it to today's Mamsadara Raktadara and Medodara kalas. With the help of above facts, 3 kinds of kala may be correlated as follows. Remember, we will be correlated. So this modern like science membranes, I said, with this 3 kinds of kala, that is mainly our acharyas have given, that is 3 things modern. This can be correlated. Similarities are found in the functional aspect kala as snayu prachanna. Yesterday we have seen covered with the ligament. Then santa, that is jarayu, that is fetal covering, and shleshma avashta means covered with the kapha or the that can be correlated here. If you see from the Ayurvedic concept of Snayu Prachinna Kala, what we have, that is a Snayu Prachinna Kala. Remember, in this Snayu Prachinna Kala is formed of fascia, epineuritis, because modern concept, what I have told this, they can be correlated to Snayu Prachinna, that is fascia, epineuritis, ligament, external layer of wall of digestive, circulatory, urinary, all this can be compared to Snayu Prachinna Kala. So I am dealing, before going into the individual explanation of Kala, I am trying to give a correlation to one concept in the light of modern science and Ayurvedic science, what best you can take it now. Then next is Jarayu Sanatana Kala, membrane formed with fibrous connective tissue, making for special and deep fascia, forming a part of the muscle, etc. So with this, what we have, you should remember, the separating the functional units or even units like parts together to form the body cavity, etc., that can be correlated to, that is a Jarayu Sanatana Kala. Then Shleshma Visishta Kala, remember the word Shleshma, that is a mucus where membrane formed from fibrous epithelial tissue which secretes the fluid. These are 2, that is mucous membrane and the serous membrane, we have it. As per that, we will be dealing it. With the background of this, now we'll move on to the Sapta Kalas, the 7 Kalas have told. The rationality, before starting with the 7 Kalas, the rationality of giving chronological order of Sapta Kala, starting from what we have, that is from Mamsadhara Kala, then we have in terms of Raktadhara Kala, Medodhara Kala, Shleshma Kala, Pittadhara, then we have that is Raktadhara Kala, sorry, the Shukradhara Kala. All this they have given, there is some meaning they have given it, because that is related to Twacha Sharira also. Why Acharya Sushruta has given first Kala is as, that is what he has mentioned about the Kalas in chronological order. So I will start with the first 3 Kalas. Before going to first 3 Kalas, the Kala is located at specific sites. Remember, to understand Mamsadhara Kala or Raktadhara Kala, Medodhara Kala, Shleshmadhara Kala, Purushadhara Kala, Pittadhara Kala and Shukradhara Kala, the specific Kala is located at specific sites, one thing. And 7 Kalas mentioned by Acharya Sushruta, starting from Mamsadhara till Shukradhara, they are all in chronological order. Remember, the reason, we have a strong reason why Acharya has given Mamsadhara Kala first and Shukradhara Kala last, because there is a correlation between the placement of the support to the different organs in the body. Hence, it is need to interpret and understand the concept to clear knowledge about Kala and its correlation with the modern science. So, this Mamsadhara Kala. Second one is Raktadhara Kala. Yesterday, we have seen the types of Kala. Like first one is Mamsadhara Kala, Raktadhara Kala, the Veda, Medodhara Kala, Shleshmadhara Kala, then Purushadhara Kala, then Pittadhara Kala, then we have the Shukradhara Kala. I gave all these 7, we remember with a small mnemonics. Today I am dealing with MRM, that is Mamsa, Rakta, Meda, and tomorrow we will be dealing with, that is the next class, that is Shleshma, Purusha, Pitta. Remember, Shleshma, Purusha and Shukra. Very easy to remember, Sapta Kalas. In that, today we will be dealing with Mamsadhara Kala. Remember the chronological order. I am repeating because we cannot the chronological order, because to understand the Kalas concept, each and to understand each Kala properly, know the chronological order also. We cannot, after Mamsadhara, we cannot write Purushadhara, because one is correlated to the other and the other correlated to. As per that, we will be seeing the things now. First one is Mamsadhara Kala. Mamsadhara Kala, remember, the order is first is Mamsadhara Kala. Yesterday I have seen the definition Kala Kalvapi Sapta Bhavanti Dhatvanshar Mata. So Dhatu and Ashaya, there is a Kala that is should be seen now. Now first Mamsadhara Kala, he says that Tasam Pratamam Mamsadhara Nama Yasyam Mamse Sirasnayu Damani Srotasam Pratana Bhavanti. I'll repeat once again. Tasam Pratama. That means it is a first there. First Kala is Mamsadhara Nama Yasyam Mamse Sira Snayu Damani Srotasam Pratana Bhavanti. Where these structures are present, that is first Kala, Mamsadhara Kala. The first Kala is known as Mamsadhara. Here in the Mamsa, Sirasnayu Damani Srotasam spread like a network. So they are present. We get a reference in Sharira, 4th chapter, 8th quotation saying that Tasam Pratamam Mamsadhara Nama Tasyam Mamse Sira Snayu Damani Srotasam Pratana Bhavanti. Means Kala in the Mamsadhara, all these structures are embedded and they are spread like a network. They are given it. And this, what they are given a simile, that is Yata Bisa Mrunalani Vivardante Samantata Bhumau Pankodakastani Tata Mamse Siradaya. Remember, there is a reference saying that it is that what we are giving the things that it says that Yatha Bisa Mrunalani Vivardante. Bisa Mrunalani, it is a what we have, that is a Bisa Mrunalani, nothing but one of the synonyms to that is a Bisa Mrunalani is a stalk of a lotus. This Pankodaka, the Pankaja or Pankodaka is nothing but a lotus. Tata Mamse Siradaya. Simile telling that how the stalk of the lotus in the embedded in the muddy water, or the what we have that is in Hindi called as kichad, that is a muddy water, or what is a muddy water, wherein that the stalk of a lotus. I'll give a example. This where we can see that is a he has given a upanam Yatha Bisa Mrunalani Vivardante Samantata Bhumo Pankodaka. Pankodaka is your lotus. That is a Bisa Mrunalaya is a stalk of a lotus. See how it is embedded there. The Upamana is like the stalk of the lotus which sinks in the muddy water and spreads its roots in the surrounding. In the same pattern, remember, in the same pattern, our Sira, Snayu, Damani, Srotas spread in the Mamsa with the help of Kala. This is very important. Sushruta has given a Drushtanta or a simile taking the Pankodaka, that is the stalk of a lotus. He has given it, remember, with comparing that this is what we have, the stalk, and once in the roots are surrounded area, the same pattern, Sira, that is in terms of Snayu, Damani, Srotas are spread in Mamsa with the help of Kala. So they are embedded in the Mamsa with the help of Kala, that is Mamsadhara Kala. He has given a simile in Mamsadhara Kala how the structures they are present there. So there we can see that in this the muddy water, the spreading like this in our body, below the skin we have Mamsadhara Kala, and that can be spreaded in terms of colors. We can see it, and as per that we have this explanation, we can find it. Then what is the enumeration? Now I said why Mamsadhara Kala has been called as the first Kala. Remember, there is some what we have. There is one thing you should remember: the enumeration of Dhatu. That is we have Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Sapta Dhatus. Rakta comes before Mamsa, but in Kala context, Mamsadhara Kala is explained before the Raktadhara Kala. I'll repeat. That is, they may ask you why Mamsadhara Kala has been explained from before Raktadhara Kala compared to the formation of Dhatu starts from Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda. If that chronological order is there, the Mamsadhara Kala should comes after Raktadhara Kala. But here the enumeration of Rakta Dhatu, that Rakta comes before Mamsa. Here the Kala in context is because in order to support and not to nourishment, this word is important. It is a Mamsadara gives a support, whereas Rasa Rakta, they are liquid form. So that's why to give a support to liquid form, that is a Rasa Rakta. So what we have in terms of Mamsadara Kala first when compared to the Raktadara Kala. The identification of structure known as Kala has still remained the problem. Present day scholar find the agree to identify Kala generally as membrane, covering, sheath, aponeurosis, lining membranous, serous membrane, and intramuscular septus can be taken. I have given bar because we cannot totally say that it's a membrane. We cannot say totally it is a covering or it is a sheath, or it is depending on the situation of the specific area of the that they have given a membrane there. So please see that, don't take it only it is a limiting. It depends upon the colors that has been given there. Now, hence, here we should have a our minds that there is any difference between Mamsadara Kala and see Mamsadara Twak. We have not dealt with the Tvacha Sharira. Remember just that Mamsadara Twak comes first in Tvacha Sharira and Mamsadara Kala comes in Kala. There is a between why Mamsadara Kala and Mamsadara Twak, because if so that the Mamsadara and the only difference is in terms of Twak and Kala. Here Mamsadara Kala, Mamsadara Tvacha. So both are doing the same function. Do they have different function between them? When we are doing this, we can see two layers. That is, soon after the remove the skin, we have superficial fascia and deep fascia. The superficial fascia which we correlated to Mamsadara Twak. I'll repeat once again. Just remember, once I deal with Tvacha, the superficial fascia what can be related to Mamsadara. Remember that one. And epiphyseal layer or the membranous layer, that can be taken as what we can take it as Mamsadara Kala. Epiphyseal layer, or what we can say the superficial fascia, can be taken as Mamsadara Kala. And in the reference I was telling about the applied aspect of what we have, that is a applied aspect of the Kala has been told. That is, in Kalpasthana, Sushruta has explained about 7 Vegas. They can be correlated to this Kala's use of, that is, prognosis of the disease, that is Datvantarashu ya Saptakala, some parikirtita tasu ekeka tirakyam vegam proktaha vishayam. That is in Sushruta Samhita Kalpasthana 4/48. He says that here poison crossing over each of the 7 kalas, that is a limiting membrane, successfully situated in the intermediary region between one and the other dhatu, that is produce the different phase of the effect. So this, remember students, I want to say here is the Saptakala, Datvantareshu ya Saptakala Sampikirtita Tasu Ekeka. That means the Visha Vegas, that is a whatever the poison crossing over each of the 7 kalas, Atiriktata Prakriti. That means he says that successfully situated in the intermediate region between one and the other dhatu in the different phase. So this gives the applied aspect the Kala explained by Sushruta Samhita in Kalpasthana by Acharya Sushruta, and the normal anatomy is told in Sharirasthana. Here in this total quotation, I have taken the only what you can say Prathame Vega Visham Shonitam, that is Dushayati. In the first Vegas Visha Shonita, there is a Dushita of Shonita, that is Rakta. Dutiya Vega Mamsa Dushayati. Then we have what we have, the same it goes in terms of the, in the first phase poison vitiates blood, due to which it becomes black. It gives rise blackish and feeling if ants are crawling on the body. In the second phase poison vitiates mamsa, which gives risk to the marked dark, that is a darkness and swelling in the body. This remember there. The always in terms of the surgeons are always very careful about fascial planes and fascial extension in the surgery. So remember this Mamsadara Kala can be taken in terms of what we have the superficial. So the muscle in this region in the face, movements of the skin, where there is a below the skin of the muscle kala, that is Mamsadara kala. So it is a Mamsadara is a connective layer inside the muscle, such as intramuscular septas can be taken, aponeurosis can be taken, and the where ligament, where this can be, that is a Snayu Prachinna kala. Snayu Prachinna kala can be taken in terms of Mamsadara kala. So before going to the Raktadara kala, remember this Mamsadara kala given in terms of what they have given. First kala in Mamsadara kala. In this kala, the network of Siras, Nayu, Damani, and Srotas are present. And this kala, they have given one example, that is the stalk of the lotus flower, just as it sinks in the mud and spreads and surrounding the area. In the same pattern, Sira, Damani, Srotas, and Snayu, by taking the support of the kala and spread the nourishment or the functioning support of the kala takes place. At this reason, we have understood the first kala is Mamsadara kala. Next, I'll move on to the Raktadara kala. The second kala, as per the classification of Raktadara kala. Remember, this Raktadara kala, in this Raktadara kala is a Dvitiya Raktadara Mamsasya Abhyantarat Tesham Shonit Visheshasta Sirasu Yakrut Pliha Bhavanti. That means what we have in terms of understanding the second kala is that the second is Raktadara kala. This is mainly located inside the, that is a Mamsa, where you should remember it is located inside the Mamsa, and the Siras and the Mamsas, the Sirasu, Siras and Yakrut Pliha. That we call it as what we have in terms of the Raktadara kala. So the second kala what we have, I'll give the same thing. Dvitiya Raktadara Mamsastya Abhyantarataha Tasyam Shonitam Visheshasta Sirasu Yakrut Pliha. Yakrut is your liver, Pliha in terms of the spleen, Sirasu in terms of the venous system. In Sushruta Sharira 4th chapter 10 quotation says that Dvitiya Raktadara Mamsa Abhyantarata Tasam. So this Raktadara kala is Shonita Visheshastu Mamsa and Sira Yakrut Pliha, it is present. So then there is one simile they have given, that is that Rukshatyat Abhi, that is Rukshat Abhi Prahatada Kshirinam, Kshirina, then Kshira Mabheta Mamsa Deva Kshatat Kshipram Shonitam Sitate Sushruta Sharira, saying that here remember Kshirina means that is a latex. Shira is a latex. The kala is explained with a simile that branch of latex yielding plant is cut. We can see the or latex flowing out of it. Similarly, when we cut the mamsa or muscle tissue, we can find the plasma blood oozing out of it. This gives a proof that Raktadara kala is located in a deep within the mamsa. I'll repeat. Here, Acharya Shushruta has given a simile for Raktadara kala, just like the when you cut the what we have, that is the latex yielding plant which is cut. I have given a simile here. He has given that once the latex coming from the tree, you can see that the rubber tree. In the same way, when you cut have an incision on the body, definitely we should get a blood. So Raktadara kala, he has given a simile that just like the latex or the milky oozing from the bark of the tree, what it is the oozing, in the same way, that is when we cut the mamsa or the muscle tissue, we can find the plasma and the blood oozing out of it. This gives a proof that Raktadara kala is located deep in Mamsadara kala. This shows that it is present between the kala. Ditiya Raktadaranam Abhyantara Tasyat Shonitam Visheshasta Sira Pliha Bhavanti Mamsa Kshatad Rukshadiyave Kshirina Kshira Pravartate. That is the even Sangra. Bhagavatta also gives that Raktadara Nam Mamsadara. He has also given that Shonita Visheshasta Sira Pliha, that Pliha Yakrutasya. Here even also Ashtang, that even also that what we have, that is Acharya Acharya Bhagavatta in Ashtanga Sangra Charirasthana. He also opines the same that what Acharya Sushruta has given about the Raktadara kala, where you can see in this quotation Ashtanga Sharira there. Then Adhyaya Mamsadara Prokta Ditya Raktadarani, even Bhava Prakasha Purva Kanda, we get the reference of Mamsadara Prokta Raktadarani, that Adhyaya Mamsadara. Even Bhava Prakasha also has given a opine the same meaning. Now this Raktadarani you can correlate because that is this of a single layer of flat scaly like cells. Its surface resembles a tidal floor, and you can understand endothelium is the inner covering of the blood vessel, inner covering of the blood vessels, and the nucleus of each cell is oval or spiral, and the squamous epithelium. This in this we can get the what we have the endothelial layer. This we can call it as the that is a Raktadara, the inner structure we have this we call it as endothelial layer. If you the inner structure you are taking the inner structure, what you are seeing is here is the this is a artery, this is a vein, the three layer tuning, that is that is externa interna, the whatever we have the in terms of physiological things, that we can have endothelial cells that will be covering in terms of what we have the third things what we have in terms of the Raktadara Kala. Endothelial cells can be taken and can be explained there. That is a endothelium, or in terms of simple squamous epithelium that lines the heart, blood vessels, lymph vessels, and forms the wall of the capillary known as endothelium. This similarity we can take in terms of Raktadara Kala. We may with the slide nearest way we can compare to this endothelium in terms of Raktadara Kala. So this endothelium we can the vessel. Here we can see that is a the inner structure of the vessel we can find it. Here also we can see that is a inner structure here. So endothelium of the blood vessels can be compared to the Raktadara Kala. Now I'll say that all we have completed the second Kala is the Raktadara Kala. So with this Raktadara Kala, remember this is second Kala and he has given us, and as per that simile it is present in Sira, Yakrut and Pleha, and he's given a simile that the second where he has given a that is a milk like secretion flow out on cutting a latex tree. The Rakta bleeds out through the Mamsa when there is a, and on that basis we can find that the Raktadara Kala, where he has given a simile the latex tree, and in the same and the inner structure endothelium can be for the second Raktadara Kala. Now last, that is the third Kala, Medodhara Kala. Remember my dear students, when I given the explanation of Raktadara Kala, Mamsadara Kala and Raktadara Kala, very easy to because there they have given some simile in terms of that is Pankodaka, that is what we have, that is Pankodaka, that is a Bisarmonala, just like a lotus stalk, how it is spread inside the, that is Kichad, that is a muddy there, what we call it in English language sludge. So in the same way, that is the Mamsadara Kala and Raktadara Kala, they have given a simile about about the latex coming out of the bark of the tree. In the same way, when you cut the mamsa, the blood oozes. Now in the third Medodhara Kala, there is a slight, it takes more time for explanation. I have to explain what is Meda, then what are the presence of Meda. Already you have dissected upper limb, then we have dissected about the abdomen also. So you will be comparing some of the structures in relation to Medodhara Kala and able to understand very easily the Medodhara Kala, provided you should recall what all you are dissected in the classes of dissection classes. The first is what we have, that is a Tritiya Kala. Tritiya Medodhara Medo hi Sarvabhuta Nama Udarasya Anvastishu Mahatasu cha Majja Bhavati. I'll repeat. Tritiya Kala, I am explaining the third Kala, Medodhara Kala. Medo hi Sarvabhuta Nam. Remember, this is Udara. Udarasya Anvastishu. Asti is, that is a anu small, that is a small asti. Udara is our abdomen, and what we have is long bones. Cha majja bhavati. Medodhara Kala is present in our body. Tritiya Medodhara Nama Medo hi Sarva Bhutan Sarvabhita total Udarasthana. Then Anvasti, that is a the short bones. Then Mahatu is long bones. Third Kala is known as Medodhara. Meda is found in every person's abdomen, small bones, while in the large bones, majja, and in small bone, what we have, that is a sarakta meda. I'll repeat, in a new word has come, sarakta meda in anuvasti, and here majja in terms of mahatisu. Meda in small bones is called as sarakta meda. Remember, tritiya medodhara, medohi sarvabhuta nama udara, that is anvastishu cha mahatisu cha majja bhavati. That means the medodhara kala meda is present in udara. Then anvasti is small bones, short bones. Mahatisu is long bones, has been explained by Acharya Sushruta. Now we'll see one by one what is meda. Then we have in terms of asti, mahat and anvastis. Then what the presence of medodhara kala in udara and asti. Then we'll see about what can be taken for this medo in udara. Then what we can consider in terms of the structures, in terms of what we have the consider in terms of asti, that we'll see now. So the medodhara kala is a structural and functional entity present in the udara, asti, and that is related to meda dhatu and supports, that is a meda dhatu. Remember, it is a structural and functional entity present in udara. So here the two words meda, that is dhatva, and where we get the explanation dhatva shantara, meda iti snigdhati. That means meda should be taken as snigdhati snehana, means that is the fat which is present in our body, the meda can be taken. Then dara, the medodhara, dara meaning is jiva sandhana, that is jiva sandhana is what we have in terms of dara, that is a jiva sandhana iti, that is what we have dara, or poshana iti, that is the meaning of dara. Then dal, see, you remember Acharya Dallana is the Tikakara of Sushruta Samhita, and Acharya Chakrapani is a Tikakara for Charaka Samhita. Now Dallana commenting to the Sushrutas there, Dhatava Rasa Rakta Mamsadaya Kafa Pitta Purusha Dayati Proktani Swa Karmani Daditi Dhatavaha. That means Dhata, he has given about Dhatva. Ashaya, that is a Avast Pradesha Ashaya. Maryada, the Dhatvashaya mantra. The word meaning of Maryada is what we have used about a limitation or the selective membrane, that is a Bhuta Ityartha, that also can be given. Then this Tritiya Medodhara Nama Sarva Bhutanam Anuvasti. Now for Anuvasti and Mahatasis, Dallana has clearly defined that. Remember, here is Anuvasti, the word Anuvasti for that. Dallana for Sushruta, he has told about Alpa Asti for Anuvasti. In the quotation, Sushruta has given that is Sarva Bhutanam Udarasya Anuvasti. Here he says that Anuvasti should be Sanar Alpasi, Tanu Majja Avasthana Bhavati. Then remember this Anuvastisu Medha. In the Anuvasti Meja is present, Meda, Mahatishu Majja. Then in Mahat, that is Mahat is what we in the Mahat is that Majja is present, and in Anuvasti, that is a Meda, Sarakta Meda, you should be taken. Remember, here Meda is should be taken, that is a red bone marrow, red bone should be taken. Then Sthulastishu Vishesha Majja. Then Atetu Sarveshu Sarakta Meda Uchate. Sushruta Sharira, he also said Sthulastishu Vishesha. What can be taken? For Sthula Astishu Majja Togantreshu Atireshu Sarveshu, means Atireshu, remaining all Sarveshu, there is a Sarakta Meda. Only Majja is present in Sthulasti, long bones. Remaining Atireshu means remaining all other Sarveshu, Sarakta Meda Mezi is present. That is the meaning of Sushruta. In this also remember, that is he has also given Dallana that Majja, there he has given in relation to this Meda and Majja, that is a survey that can be given in Rakala. Then one more word you should remember while giving Tritiya Medodhara Nam, Medohi Tasyam Udarasya Anuvastisu Cha Sarakta. This is a Ashtanga Hridaya reference. In Vagabhata say that Along with that, we have that Sirasi Kapala. Remember, this is not told by Sushruta. Sirasi Kapala Prachinna Mastiska Mastulunga. Mastiska Mastulunga. For that, he has given that. Remember, Mastulungasta Yati Majja. That means Mastiska Mastulunga can be taken as the covering membranes of the brain that can be taken. So Anvasti Sarakta Meda. So in small bones we have that is a Sarakta Meda, and bones we have bone marrow. Then Stulastisu Vishesha Majja and Atireshu remaining all Sarveshu Sarakta Meda. That is a Sarakta Meda. What we have the Sarakta Meda is should be taken in terms of red bone marrow. So then Shuddha Mamsa, remember Sneha Savasa. Soon after once you take incision, so that is Shuddha Mamsa is nothing but Sneha or Vasa should be taken. This is a Sharira Sthana Garbha Vyakarna Sharira that is given by Chara Sushruta. That's given here. So Stulastishu Visheshana Majja. Stulastu Visheshana Majja should be taken to bone marrow cavity, that is yellow bone marrow can be taken as Stulastishu Visheshana. That is a long bones we can take in terms of that is a Stula Vishesha Majja. Then Sarveshu Sarakta. He says that Sarveshu Sarakta means the short bones what we have, that is the short in all the short bones we get the that is Sarveshu Sarakta Meda, red bone marrow or the hemopoietic cells can be taken there. Then Sneha Sa Vasa. Just now you have come across the quotation Shuddha Mamsasya Sneha Vasa Parikirtata. This meaning is where we can take in terms of Sneha Vasa. This is a fat or the present soon after the superficial fatty layer that can be taken as Sneha Sa. Then where we can see here now. Then Astigata Meda. Astigata Meda means Anvastishu Alpa Astishu Medaha. That is Anvasti Alpa Asti. That is a small. Anu is small. It is also Asti. Mahatishu Majja Stula Visheshena Abhyantara Stita Itareshu. Here in that only one word. Remaining all the bones Sarakta Meda, red bone marrow, and the other bone where we get the bone marrow, what we have the yellow bone marrow. Shirasi Kapala Prachina. Just now Acharya Vagabhatta has given Shirasi Kapala is related to temporal region. Prachina Mastalaksha Mastulunga. That is what we have the skull bones. Mastulungasya means brain tissue. What we have the brain tissue, that is only Acharya Vagabhatta has given. So that we can compare, that is this what we have the Mastishka Mastulunga. That means Mastishka, this is where we have dura arachnoidum paya. These layers can be taken as these layers can be taken as we have Mastishka Avarana Kala. Mastishka Avarana Kala in terms of in other sense given by Acharya, that is Vagabhatta. Then we'll see Meda Dhatu. Meda Dhatu we have come across Udarasthita Meda. Udarasthita, see the Meda, whatever you want to see, that is the Meda, you should remember the two types of which will be said, the Udarastha Meda there and Vasa. Udarastha Meda we have, one is Vapavana, Vapa Udarastha Snigdha Vartika, that is Snigdha Taila Vartika. That is it. He has given a similar to Taila Vartika, that is a wig of a lamb, where in the thing you have dissected, you know that soon after the opening of the abdomen, we get Vapavana, Vapa Udarastha Snigdha Vartika. What we have, the concept, what we have considered Snigdha Vartika, that should be taken, Vapavana should be taken as, that is a greater momentum, which is also called as policeman of this. He has given a Taila Vartika, one thing, because it is rolled inside. In some of the times it is rolled. So our Acharya has given it as compared to a wig of a lamp, Taila Vartika, and Snigdha Vartika, where fat, that is a Udara. The Udara Vapavana means it is a Vapavana can be taken as, that is a Udarastha, that is a Medas. Then this can be taken as Vapahana. That is a greater momentum. Remember, greater momentum can be taken as Vapavana. Jatarasya medasa. Jatarasya medasya. We have come across the word Jatarasya medasya. This is a lesser momentum. Lesser momentum can be taken as Jatarasya medasa, and greater momentum taken as a Avana. So in this, once you have dissected, we have removed the structures there. Now once we have removed this layer by layer, in the dissection 2 batches, they are at this region now, peritoneum. Here we get the stomach, and GO is greater momentum, LO is lesser momentum. So Rukkau, again the Jatarasya. Now just Jatarasya Medasya is what we have, that is the lesser momentum, and Vapavahana is, this can be taken as the Rasameya. Rukkau, that is a kidney. The fat which is covering in relation to Rukka, the fat which is collected, that Rukkau, that is Pustaka Rao, that is what we have in terms of that is a, what we have get is a good. This is Gudartha Tika, Gudartha Deepika Tika. We get the explanation about the Rukkos. Then here we get Mamsa. Shuddha Mamsasya Ya Sneha Vasa Parikirtita. Shuddha Mamsasya Ya Sneha Vasa means the whatever the it is present in terms of outer part of the body, that can be taken in terms. Shuddha Mamsa can be taken as this. This can be taken as the what is Vasa, Sneha Sa Vasa, that it can be taken as of the Shuddha Mamsasya Sneha Vasa Parikirtita. Now in this you have come across the two things. This is a lesser and greater momentum. So Udarasya Jatarasya Vasa can be taken here, and this what we have taken as the two things. Now here we can take the layer what we have taken, that the yellow arrow, and from here what we have, the production of that takes place, and this is this is present in long bones, that is a majja. Majja can be taken as the yellow bone marrow in long bones, that is a long bones, and sthulasthi, this is a sthulasthi, this is anvasthi, the small, where the red bone, that can be taken for things, and where we can compare with the three things. So, and next is Mamsa Sthita, that is a Shuddha Mamsasya Sneha Vasatita. What the soon after one to take incision on the body, where we get the things in that we call it as Shuddha Mamsa, and the presence of Medas is other, like Sthana is your breast in terms of breast, is in terms of the hip bone, Kapola in terms of the temporal region, Shanka also temporal region, and Twacha is another. So adipose tissue or Medas similarity anatomically, physiologically, pathologically, clinically treatment can be correlated to each other, and connective tissue can be also correlated here in things. So overall, Medodara Kala, adipose tissue to connective tissue can be taken here. That is mainly areola loose connective tissue and superficial fascia can be taken. This is a histological things we can see. To conclusion, it is very difficult to correlate because modern, if you compare with the modern, what we histologically Medodara adipose tissue and gross in Ayurveda, it is a supportive for connective. Repeat, it is very difficult to correlate because modern histologically Medodara can be compared to the adipose tissue and supports the connective tissue, and gross, in a gross we can compare to peritoneum, mesentery, greater momentum and lesser momentum, and but by above explanation the following structures on the basis of histology, adipose and its supportive connective tissue. So gross we can compare to the peritoneum foods like momentum and mesentery and things there. So Medodara composed of adipose tissue such as subcutaneous fascia and momentum. So with this, I'll conclude this today's class. Tomorrow add all the things. Some of the students say that they cannot open it. Both yesterday's and today's I will send the PDF file, and both you can correlate and understand, and the understanding of the three kalas, that is where you have come across with the Sapta kalas. Today I have dealt with the three kalas starting from Raktadara, the Mamsadara, then that is Raktadara, third one is Medodara kala. Today I will send the PDF file where the Sanskrit font can also be opened and you can use yesterday's class and today's I will club, and I will send in the universe where you can refer it. Now remember, tomorrow, once you are dealing with other colors, like we'll be dealing with the remaining 4 colors, I'll be dealing tomorrow. Okay, and if you have any, please see that you should remember it is the nearest correlation we are doing it, because to understand the modern, to understand I color and to compare with the modern, first understand the basic quotations given Acharya Sushruta, and then we'll come to understand structures what can be explained in terms of this. So with this, tomorrow I'll be dealing with the 4th kala, that is Shlesh Matra Kala. With this I will end my class. So dealing with that is the next class. The remaining 4 kala I'll be dealing it. Now one more thing you should remember, that is maximum students like 78 to 80 students are attending. As the other students should also be attending it, because attendance is compulsory. Is compulsorily they are taking the attendance. So keep mandate for second internal, log in all the online classes of all subjects, and never forget to, you should be in line with the all the classes, and only your attendance will be counted. Any doubts and other things, you can put the messages to me, then the conclusion already Desai sir has added it. And remember, tomorrow my class will not be there. Desai sir will deal with Karma Sharira. Please don't there. There are few instructions where you should remember. Tomorrow we have for 2 days continuous, sir will deal with new concept Marma Sharira. Go through the Marma Sharira. Already sir has shared one the anatomy book in terms of 6th chapter Marma Sharira. So tomorrow Marma Sharira, and day after tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, Anju madam will take. I'll be dealing the other 4 on next Monday. Monday and Tuesday, the remaining kala I'll be dealing. Please don't confuse with classes. The simultaneously kala, then what we have, Marma Sharira, and the other one is like Siradhamani Slotra. Hoping that with this instruction I will end my class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.